Okay. Well, here's the thing. Okay. I don't have any moral judgment really on what people do. I mean, that's it's just people, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing I can do about that, and there's nothing I really should do about that. It's their choice. But here's the thing, like, I think it's just because YouTube is really popular, and a lot of people are on it, like as viewers and as hosts or whatever, and and people that are like worried about this are thinking that what if every kid just wants to be a YouTuber, like, and they don't develop other skills. And I'm like, it's not going to happen. Okay? Yeah, YouTube is popular. There's a lot more people on it than before. Yeah, and there's a ton of news about like a YouTuber making money, and there's and the bad stories as well, but there are still people that are becoming musicians, becoming actors, becoming doctors,
Yeah.
becoming uh, chefs. I mean, it's not like literally everyone is doing YouTube.
Yeah. But you know what's interesting about at least entertainment industry? So beyond YouTube, right? Traditional outlets.
Yeah.
So like being an actor, being a musician, a writer, actually, even authors. So YouTubers get a lot of those opportunities nowadays to act in like TV movies, to host things, to write or publish books and go on a book tour and stuff. And there's been some like, backlash about that because it's just kind of like, for example, agencies in LA now, they'll ask you when you want to potentially be signed by them and get work is what's your social following?
Hmm.
And that in itself has become an almost new barrier.
It's become a currency.
Yeah, and so it's not that it's less about talent, but it is about people who necessarily didn't put in quote unquote like the work into being in those positions to get those opportunities.
Or into getting a gold button.
Or gold button, right?
Yeah. This is my stance on anytime these arguments or these debates or these worries happen. Any field that is super saturated because it's super popular is going to have a ton of stuff that is horrible. Okay? There's going to be that much good stuff as well, right? For example, you just apply this to every popular industry or whatever that's not YouTube. Okay? For example, K-pop. Okay? K-pop is super popular, super saturated. There's a ton of people in the industry. You're gonna have a ton of great artists, right? And great content. And because it's super saturated, you're gonna have a ton of content that maybe isn't. And that's the same for films. Okay, Hollywood has been on top of filmmaking for how long? Like a century.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they've been at the craft for so long, and they're still fighting about like blockbusters. Okay, are they taking over and stuff like this, right? And there's a bunch of films that even I wouldn't call films, but that happens when there's money and attention and popularity. It just happens in any field. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is that using like the worst of the worst as as evidence for a problem with that whole industry or whole genre or whatever, um, I'm not sure if that's the best way to have the argument or the debate. And that's what usually happens. Like the fact that there is a ton of horrible stuff or just poorly made or, substandard, whatever on YouTube is not because it's YouTube. It's because
It's popular.
it's popular and there's a ton of money there, and that means there's a ton of people there. And when people gather, there's some good stuff that happens and a bunch of bad shit that happens. And that's gonna happen in, like, that happened in hip hop. too, right?
Yeah.
That debate is constant. It's like, is hip hop dead? Like, are every time there's like every year, are the new rappers destroying hip hop or whatever, right? That's what happened. Like you look at like big hip hop blogs or like podcasts in the States, that's what the content is about. It's like the new school against the old school and stuff like this. And here's the thing, it's like it's a popular industry. You're not gonna have 100 Kendrick Lamars. You're not gonna have like 1,000 J. Coles, right? But just because there's a lot of content or music within, a very popular genre like hip hop, um, and you have a lot of stuff that you might not think is great, it doesn't mean that we're never gonna have another Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, like genuinely good stuff, content, what have you, prevails.
Yeah, it's just
It prevails at no matter what.
Yeah.
And it's long lasting.
Yeah, and it's just the normal, like biology of things. You loved this clip, didn't you? Go listen to the whole episode on any podcast platform. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications on this channel so you never miss a thing.